Hi, my name is Travis Austin,
And this is Nathan Kurtz.
and we work in the New Boundary Technologies Support Department. Today, we're going to talk about a new deployment task type for MSIs specifically. The reason we're coming up with a task deployment type for MSIs is to help streamline the process of deploying MSIs. Also, the task creation wizard will simplify the process of performing the most common actions with MSIs. Nathan?
Like Travis said, in version 13 we're adding the MSI task type. So if we go to the Tasks tab and we create a new task, you will now see that there is now a fourth task type option called Windows Installer MSI Package. So if we select this and hit Next, this gives us the various options that one might perform with an MSI. So either installing the product or uninstalling the product or repairing it if it's been having issues. So we're going to install an application today using an MSI. So we'll hit Next, and then we can point to the path to where the MSI is going to exist on the network. So we can see here we've got a network path, and I've happened to have an MSI to install the application called 7-Zip. We have the options here if this was an MSI package that had special command line options to add to it that are not part of the normal MSI package from Microsoft. We can add those here, which we'll talk about more with our second MSI. But we can choose the behavior here for whether the reboot is needed, whether you want to prompt for it, or whether you want to not reboot at all. We also have the ability here to set the user interface that the user will see, if you want it to be completely silent, or whether you want it to show a progress bar for the user or not.
Nate, what if I want to target an individual user or a machine for a MSI deployment? Is that possible?
That is possible, and that is the last option here. So by default, when you're walking through this wizard, we try to choose the best options that we feel that you would want to use for this task to have the most successful deployment. However, it is possible to choose, in addition to whether it would run for all users of the machine, whether it would run just for the user that was logged into the machine when this task ran, or if you wanted it to run as the default nature of that MSI package would want to run.
So some MSIs are specifically built to target either an individual as part of the install goes or maybe all users of a machine?
Correct.
But you're saying that we feel that by choosing all users that we're going to best make those deployments successful.
Correct. And then on the last screen here, we also get to choose how we want this particular task to run. And again here, we force you, when using a run as all users type scenario, to run this as a specific elevated account because of the inherent nature of the deployment running for all of the users on that machine. We don't run it running for any specific user, so we want to elevate the account that is running as.
As in use an administrator account or maybe a service level account that you use?
Correct.
So you were going to show us, Nate, a task where maybe there are non-standard command options?
Yes, for an MSI package that has been built to have additional command line options available to it outside of the subset specified by Microsoft, we have the ability here to select other command options. So I'm going to select my other MSI here, which is actually the MSI to install the client for our Prism Patch Manager product. And our Prism Patch Manager product has a couple unique command line options available to it to specify what the address for the Prism Patch Manager server is and for what port it should be communicating over. And these are not going to be an option that any other MSI package anywhere in the world would have. They're completely and wholly unique to this MSI package, which is why we don't find them as drop-down lists or options anywhere else in the task creation wizard.
So really, the only way that you would know that those command line options exist for an MSI that you would like to deploy is to do your own research to some degree.
True. And so then the rest of this is similar to walking through like the last task here. However, another thing that we've added in version 13 here is when you're selecting the name for the task, there is also a checkbox here that when you finish creating this, this will immediately take you to the task properties. And so that some of the advanced options are immediately available for you to set without having to dig through your list of tasks and right-click and choose the properties and then come into the task. So from here we can select, if we want to select a prerequisite rule, or if we want to set email notifications for this task, we can do that without having to sort through our list of tens or hundreds of tasks to find it.
Well, that is our video that discusses in brief MSI task types and their introduction as a unique deployment task in Prism Deploy. If you do have any further questions about MSI task types, please feel free to give us a call in our support department and continue to watch our video series. Thank you. Have a good day.